Why don't we go ahead and settle in for some meditation, please? Take care to ensure that your spine is straight and relaxed. Please give yourself full permission to really enjoy and benefit from this morning's meditation. We all have active days ahead of us, an active day ahead of us today. Maybe we have weekend plans. Just let all of that go right now and be here now for meditation practice. Become a mountain with consciousness, balanced, grounded, and still. When you're ready, please go ahead and gently transition into meditation on the inner body. Become the silent observer of sensations that may start in your hands and your feet in the form of a tingling, perhaps a lightness, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a pulsation. silently observing sensations is a completely valid beginning for this practice. One could continue this practice for the rest of their lives, and it would be a most worthwhile method of practice of meditation on the inner body. Another direction the practice can take is for you to direct your awareness further inward into your body, further into your subtle body. Should you elect to bring your consciousness further within your body, please do this very gently, being directionless and utterly impartial, continuing to silently observe like a mountain with consciousness. Now, please gently, very, very gently redirect your awareness. Become aware again of this entity we've decided to label physical body, and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of physical body. Become aware again of the surroundings inside the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of clouds, of blue sky beyond the clouds, of outer space beyond the blue sky. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation and Dharma talk to world peace. May all beings abide in and enjoy perfect fearlessness. May all beings without exception be completely free from all forms of emotional and physical suffering. May all beings without exception be happy, peaceful, contented, and free. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Welcome back, friends. So everybody's got their cameras off. Can you guys just let me know that, yeah, there you are. Thanks, Blanca. Okay, yeah, we're back. So, I find it interesting that thanks, Marilee. I find it interesting and noteworthy that our discussion over the last few weeks, I started out with the plan of discussing dependent origination, and we have talked about dependent origination, and that has been a worthwhile undertaking. Interesting that the conversation kind of came back to karma, actions and effects. And it wasn't part of my plan, not by any stretch, that where this would lead us to is a deeper dive into karma. That's where we are. Please recall that a few classes ago, I gave kind of the pop quiz, the 2 questions involving my trip to the Silver City Food Co-op and my purchase of an apple. The 2 questions: what was the original cause for this apple coming into existence? And question number 2 is, how did I come to receive this apple? And you'll remember that we talked about that, and then a little bit later in the same day, I asked that question to the middle schoolers at Aldo Leopold, and perhaps through their beginner's mind, they got both questions right, or I guess I should say, got the answers I was looking for to the 2 questions. And you'll recall further that that whole day was very noteworthy and humbling for me. And I called a couple of Sangha friends, longtime Sangha friends, experienced meditators and Dharma practitioners for a long time. and kind of asked them their take on what went down that day. And one of them, Eric Shader out in Orange County, raised the notion of beginner's mind, that it was perhaps the young people's beginner's minds that enabled them to go straight to the heart of the questions and present the answers that they did. Another answer that I haven't shared with you yet, we talked about beginner's mind, by the way, at our Monday class this week, 4 days ago. Another really interesting response from the other Sangha friend, Alan Cooper, who's been meditating for as long as hills have been in existence, for as long as dirt has existed. And I say that affectionately and respectfully. Completely different take on it. He said, remember that the question with regard to how the apple came into existence, I said, what was the karmic cause that brought that apple into existence? And Alan said, apples don't have karma because apples aren't sentient beings. Another interesting layer to consider. And I got the essence of his question immediately, because you'll remember from our previous discussions about karma that, something I cite frequently that my teacher says is that the fully ripened effect of karma is feelings. Right? Really, really briefly, there are two types of karma. There's the external karma, the physical action that gives rise to the physical effect. And then there's the sort of like inner, so more subtle aspects of karma, that being that it's the intention behind the action that creates an impression within our mental continuum. When the conditions are right, that sort of internal cause that was created by the intention behind the action ripens in the form of a feeling. Hence, the fully ripened effect of karma is feelings. And Alan Cooper's view of the question is that apples don't have feelings because apples don't have consciousness, and therefore it's a invalid question. Apples don't have karma. I almost said caramel apples. Mustn't get further confused, right? Apples don't have consciousness, therefore they don't have feelings, they don't have karma. So that's a question to ask yourself. Do physical objects, air quotes around the word physical objects, do they have karma? Do they have consciousness? Alan Cooper, who is a Theravadan practitioner, practices Theravadan Buddhism, would say, no, they don't. And that was demonstrated by his answer to the question. Zen practitioners would say, yes, they do. Inanimate objects do have karma. They do have consciousness, and therefore they do have karma. All phenomena everywhere have consciousness. Zen practitioners would say rocks, mountains, rivers. The Tibetans, I was trained in a Tibetan tradition, don't address the matter much. And kind of it doesn't really matter, I think. I think it matters what the different schools propound. Much more important is what you think, kind of what your view might be, and what the most beneficial view for you to adopt is in terms of continuing your practice of training the mind. I guess my main takeaway from our discussions about karma is the fact that I just love how Dharma topics, there's no end to the contemplation and to the exploration. And to to the impression it can make on our minds, and therefore our actions, what we say and do and think, actions of body, speech, and mind. I mentioned a couple of classes ago that, I thought that there weren't any additional layers of karma for me to discover. Decidedly not a beginner's mind. And lo and behold, I feel like my relationship to karma, my experience of karma, has been completely transformed in a beautiful, positive way. It's been a real surprise for me. So here's what I'd like to share with you in what may be our last, for now, discussion about karma. Let's go back to the original question, the first of the two questions. What is the karmic cause that brought this apple into existence? The answer I was looking for was a seed. There was an apple seed that was the original cause for the fully ripened karmic effect of apple. That's an accurate, kind of from a straight Dharma perspective, that's a correct answer. Kind of from a Karma 101 discussion, that's a correct and reliable answer. As I thought about it, though, I thought, well, the apple came from a tree, right? It's almost as though, as I thought about it, the tree produced the apple. Somebody went to the picked the apple. It almost could be said that the tree was the karmic cause of the apple coming into existence. Yeah, seems like a defensible view. But let's go back to another kind of step in the sequence. What gave rise to the apple tree? An apple sapling, right? There was a sapling that gave rise. So at some level, we could say that it might be the sapling that was the cause, the karmic cause for the apple. So we've got the seed, we've got the sapling, we've got the tree, all completely valid karmic causes for the apple coming into existence. What I have taken away from this is a deeper appreciation for the fact that everything is a continuum. Everything is a continuum. At some level, I don't think we can say it was the seed or the small sapling, which became a medium-sized sapling, which became a large sapling, small tree at some point in the process, small tree, large tree, apple, more seeds from the apple, more saplings. Everything is a continuum. I've known those words for a long time. I've spoken those words for a long time. I've experienced it at a deeper level. And that notion of a continuum may or may not resonate with you, but my appeal to you this morning is to continue to deepen your examination of these topics and see how they can change your life. I'm not going to say anything more about continuum. I'm going to leave that to you kind of as a homework assignment that you'll carry out for the rest of your life, I hope. If everything in the universe, without exception, is a continuum, what does that mean for you in your life and the way you live your life and the views that you have? Yeah. Contemplate that very deeply, please, and meditate on it. On Monday, we'll talk about we'll talk about mantra yoga. We're going to talk about mantra. Quick announcement, Lotus Center is going to be partnering with the Silver City Food Co-op to hold a training in nonviolent communication based on the book by Marshall Rosenberg, Nonviolent Communication, A Language of Life. Beautiful practice, total Dharma, total pure Dharma. That's going to be held the weekend of November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Information is on Lotus Center's webpage. I would think about play with the idea of partaking. Have a blessed day and a blessed weekend, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're most welcome.